What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great day as always. If you guys haven't already subscribed, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe. Today we're going to go over everything that I found out that's wrong with my WJ when we took it off-roading the other day. If you guys haven't seen that video, here's some highlights, and make sure you guys check that video out after this. It'll be linked in the description. So I've got new keys to the Wrangler. Long story short, I lost them. We'll go over all that later. And that may be the reason why I broke part of the WJ. We'll go over all that later in the video so you guys can get the full details on that. But just got the keys for the Wrangler so we can finally drive that again. So let's head out to the Jeeps. I'll show you guys everything that I figured out about the WJ for the first time wheeling. It was super fun and the Jeep did great. Just a few things that I need to adjust, a few things I need to fix and go over before we do it again. So as you can see, Jeep is covered in mud. If you guys haven't seen that video, make sure you guys go ahead and check it out after this video. I'll link it down below in the description for you guys. The Jeep did amazing off-road for its first time. This is honestly really the first time I've driven it a whole day, and it held up amazing. It did great. Honestly, kind of surprised me with how well it did. Suspension worked amazing. These Radar Renegade R7s worked amazing. I definitely want to get these out on the rocks and test them because that's kind of the make or break for tires for me is how they do on the rocks, because those chew up tires. Another thing to note is I did wheel all day long on this extremely overinflated tire that the shop did. We all know when you get tires from the shop, they overinflate them. So next time we'll air them down for a little bit smoother of a ride. But for starters, let's kind of go over what happened to the side of the Jeep. So as you can see, the mirror is sort of just hanging there. So I may or may not have hit a tree with my mirror, and for some reason it didn't fold in, it just snapped off, which sort of sucks. It broke the plastic, so I'm gonna have to get a new one. I was gonna head to the junkyard and pull one. However, they're like 40 bucks, so I'm gonna go ahead and just order one and then we'll get it thrown on. It kind of sucks because the only reason I was there that day was because for some reason I took the keys to the Wrangler with me while we were wheeling. At some point throughout the day, I hopped out of the Jeep and they fell out of my pocket and I lost them. So we had no keys to the Wrangler, could not drive it or anything, obviously. So I headed back to the trails in the Grand Cherokee since it was the only car that would turn on, since that one doesn't run. And I was just kind of driving through and I got in a really tight spot, couldn't really back up, had to go forward, thought the mirror would fold itself in like it usually does, but it just snapped off. Didn't find the keys. I think they're in a mud pit somewhere. Had to pay $325 for new keys, which really isn't that bad, because the dealership said that it would be a little bit less, but it would be a few days before I got the Jeep back. And we have some stuff planned with this, so I don't really have a few days to wait. So next up on the WJ is going to have to be a mirror. I'm gonna go ahead and just order one off of Quadratech. It should be here in like 2 days, maybe a day. Honestly, they ship really fast and they're pretty local to us. They're in Pennsylvania, we're in Maryland. So it's not too bad shipping time. So I'm gonna have to get another one of these. They'll send it out and I'll make a video on how to install a new mirror on your Jeep WJ, because obviously I can't drive like that. It looks terrible. I don't want it to destroy the paint. My whole way home when I was driving, I just had this thing like folded in through the window so that way it didn't destroy the paint on the side as I was driving home. Then we're gonna have to clean up the Jeep because I want to pull it in the garage and look over some stuff. But besides that, I'm pretty happy with it, besides one thing that kept going wrong throughout the day. So unfortunately, well, kind of fortunately, sort of unfortunately, this suspension has so much travel that the coil springs keep dropping out of the car. They do have coil retainers. This might be easier to see. You guys can see inside the coil there. There's a coil retainer. It's really, really big, so I don't think it would want it to be any bigger because it would limit travel probably. But they still would go a little bit farther than that, and then they would pop out. There's actually a video where this tire went up, and then the driver's side rear went up as well. This coil, and then the other side there, both fell at the same exact time. You can actually hear them pop out in the video. But it was sort of annoying because I kept having to get out of the car and put them back in, which, I mean, kind of a small thing. Out of everything to go wrong, that's probably the best to go wrong, because it's super simple to fix and super simple to kind of get rid of that issue, honestly. So my plan with getting rid of that is they make some lower coil retaining straps. They're like a metal clip basically that clips over the bottom part of it, basically holds it to the axle. And that's where I'm having my issue, is the axle side slipping out of where it's supposed to be. So I think I'm going to pick up a set of those, get them thrown on the Jeep for now. With 1-tons, we're going to run limiting straps because the tires aren't going to be able to go up as high, which is not really a huge issue. And a ton of bump stops to prevent them from going too high, and then limiting straps so they don't drop too low. We're going to have to obviously go wheeling quite a bit to figure all those out, get everything tuned and set up right. That'll take quite some time to figure everything out. But for the time being, on this setup with these tires, I'm definitely going to need to get lower clips to hold in those coils so they stop falling out, because it's kind of annoying to get out in the mud and put them back in spot, especially when they're covered in mud and all gross and everything. It sucks to get out and get all dirty trying to put these all back in, which kind of sounds dumb because we're off-roading, but it's really kind of annoying. So I'm going to go ahead and order up a set of those, and we'll get that taken care of soon. So another new video coming out soon will obviously be installing lower coil clips to make sure that they don't fall out anymore, especially on this lift. This lift travels insane amounts. I'll put some pictures up on screen for you guys to check out, but this thing does insane off-road, so we're gonna have to keep those coils in there. Another thing that went wrong, which we all saw coming, if we're being completely honest, we've been talking about it since day one, is the front drive shaft is definitely on its way out. Those joints are not happy with the angle they're at for this lift kit, which I'm gonna be honest with you guys, we all saw this coming. I've been talking about it for like 2 months now. So I'm definitely going to have to order some new ones because we're not going to be on 1-ton super quick, just because it's super expensive and time consuming. So I'm going to call up the guys at Adams once I get everything set up, finalized, such as like control arm lengths and all that stuff. I still have to go over all that again, make sure it's all still good, and tighten everything down one last time, and then we'll order some new drive shafts for this thing, get those put in. So once I'm done with them and we're on 1-tons, I'll have a set of drive shafts for a WJ, possibly for sale. Might throw them on this, not 100% sure yet, but I will have drive shafts because that one is not going to hold up much longer. It's starting to make that clicking sound, which kind of tells you that they're about to go out, which sort of sucks, but it's also kind of whatever. We kind of saw this coming. Another thing, I've been getting a ton of questions on these tires since we put them on last week. I will be doing a full kind of review of these. I'll be doing like an initial review probably sometime this week or maybe next week of like my initial thoughts of it, how it performs off-road the first time, on-road driving, all that kind of stuff. Then once we can go ahead and get on the trails, get a couple miles on them, just see how they handle over time. I'll make like a 6-month review, show you guys how they hold up over 6 months of use. Now, only thing is this car does not get driven on the road too much. So the 6-month review will probably be mostly off-road miles, some on-road miles, but it doesn't really get driven on the road too much. I daily drive the Wrangler, not this Jeep. So probably won't be too many driving miles for the road, but mostly off-road. But that's kind of what these tires are for. So you guys will get a couple reviews on these. So expect a video coming soon on these because I've been getting a ton of questions about them. But that kind of wraps up with where we're at with the WJ, the trail damage I took because of my own mistake with losing my Wrangler keys. Some things I learned about the WJ when off-roading, and just some stuff we had to address, some stuff we had to fix, and where we're at with the Jeep. Definitely some mods I want to be doing pretty soon, like drive shafts, all that stuff. So that'll be coming fairly soon. Tire review, installing the mirror, lower retaining clips, all that kind of cool stuff. So that'll be coming soon. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.